Action! All right,
back.
everybody. Welcome back to Conspiracy Happy Hour. I'm Allie.
Pew, 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 pew.
That's what you're supposed to say. I'm Dan.
That was my name.
Okay.
In
Change your
Alien,
name, I
spoiler
see.
alert.
Anyways.
And I am Dan. Oh my gosh.
And if you haven't done the math, every 5 episodes we do a guest episode. So
Yes.
it is cat butt in the way.
Here is the guest.
No,
Piper-
it is.
Piper's big into conspiracies.
I mean, she hasn't left your side since we've started, so. But we have a guest. We have an actual guest, and it's a guest that we've talked about on this show multiple times because he lives in the same house as me. Everybody,
Yes.
welcome, Tim.
Woo!
Are you going to let him in, or am I going to let him in? There he is.
He can let himself in because he's the admin.
He is very excited. As you can see, he made his own tinfoil hat.
Greetings, humans.
Yay!
Okay.
Happy Hour special featuring Tim.
Wait, happy hour special number 3. This is not number 3.
Woo! Goodbye.
It's number 4.
Is it?
I'm like the third best.
No, so our first one was Derek, and then we
Yeah.
had Anthony,
Uh-huh.
then Dan, now Tim.
Oh, I forgot. Oops. Oops. Ooh.
The cool thing about being an alien is I can mess with the timeline. I'll just go
You're
back
right.
and
Well,
insert
Tim was
myself.
supposed to be a guest for so many episodes.
All of
and-
them?
Yeah. all of them.
And then he backs out last minute because he gets nervous.
Every time.
I had to find the right topic, and I couldn't find the right topic, so I combined all of my theories together into one super theory.
Yes,
Wait, can
that's
I
what the
just
Tim
give a
hat
little?
does.
Can I give a little spoiler? He
Mhm.
was downstairs last night for I don't know how long because we told him that like look for like visuals, like have
Mhm.
visuals ready, and he took that. We meant it in the sense of
Here's a
find
picture.
pictures on Google to show, and he took it as I'm going to create a PowerPoint. So so when he says visuals,
I respect the hustle.
Whoops! I understood the assignment.
so he's like, I don't know. He said to me today, he's like, how short is too short? I said, whatever, because we can make it work. We're good at bullshitting. He's like, well, there's about 32 pages or something crazy like that. I was like,
God,
we
it's
might
a
be here for like
thesis.
3 episodes. So
We'll cut out all of those pages.
yes,
My goal is to make you a believer at the end of this.
Okay.
I think the more and more that he talks about this one, researches it, the more he's a
Mhm.
believer. So
At this point, I'm starting to really, really consider myself. I might be an alien, actually. I might not be. I might not be one
I'd
of
be
you.
curious to hear this conspiracy then, because
Me too.
We live among you. Ooh.
But
As
let's
long as I get a cool hat.
I mean, I'm sure you've got plenty of tinfoil in your pantry right
I do.
now.
I just ordered a new box. So
He took one of his like Carhartt hats and put it on his head and then tried to use it to like make the circumference of the tinfoil hat. He's up there. I'm like sheet after sheet getting ripped off of the roll. I'm like, all right, let's slow down a little bit here.
it's a
But
commitment. I love it.
right? Yeah, straight up.
$3,000 in aluminum foil later. Let me have my hat.
Yeah, I mean, probably. We already talked about
Dude,
the price
I
of
know-
eggs.
I know a fun fact about aluminum foil, which could
Please
be a
share.
conspiracy.
Ooh,
Are you
let's
ready?
hear it. Mhm.
Yeah, please share.
Which side are you supposed to cook on? The shiny or the dull side?
I would say the shiny side. Because
I
it
too would
reflects
say the
it.
shiny side.
Well, it doesn't matter.
I hate you so much.
The
Good,
shiny.
because I really don't pay attention.
Trick question. They're both shiny.
They've been holding shiny this whole time. It's a trick question because it's one side is dull and one side is shiny because the shiny side it hits the roller so it gets polished. That's why.
Oh,
That's why it's shiny. It actually has nothing to
Kinda
do with the
cool.
cooking.
Did you ever see that show? What was it? Unwrapped on like Food Network.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say how it's made. I would say yes.
Oh God, my dad was the biggest fan of that show. We used to
I will watch
every
how
night.
they make ball bearings all day long.
But can I just say that they have to find another host because the host is just so monotone throughout the whole show.
I
And the
want to be
music
that
that
job.
plays in the background was just like, oh my God. My mom's always like, can you just put something else on?
What a job. The same guy doing the same thing for like years, and he's never gonna run out of stuff.
Yeah, right. But it's literally everything. But like, have you ever seen the show Unwrapped also on Food Network?
On Food Network, I have seen that one.
Literally the same
I
thing,
haven't.
just different food. Oh, I know
Yeah.
you're not a Food Network person. Honestly, I haven't watched it in forever either because we don't have cable anymore.
Same,
I
but I
missed
used to
it.
watch that all the time. That and Good Eats were like my favorite ones.
Oh, with Alton Brown.
Mhm.
Or what was the other one? The Garden Show. Ina Garden.
Yeah.
But
Her poor
Barefoot
husband.
Contessa.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah. Oh, she was so cute.
Yeah. She's like, but you can or what does she always say? Oh, she's like fresh squeeze this, or like fresh out of the garden this. She's like, or you can do store bought.
Yeah. I have
For
to
you
say
poors.
though, I know that like I was gonna call her Paula Abdul. Paula
My other favorite singer.
Yeah. I can't remember her last name. Paula something.
Paula Dean.
Dean, thank you.
Yeah.
I know she got canceled and all, but she really did have some good recipes.
Yeah, because they were like 3 sticks of butter in each of them.
It does not mean they weren't good.
No, they tasted great. They would kill you. But
Yeah, probably. Well,
ready?
no, I don't know. I forget what I was gonna say.
No.
I started something. I
about
was like, well, nope. Okay.
Well, we could talk about Food Network all night, but
Yeah, me too. In my head, I'm like, all right, I got one Food Network thing I can mention, and I
What?
really ended up on nothing. I don't have a single. I don't have a single one.
it's really nothing else.
My fun fact about Food Network is I've never seen it.
That's so sad. What about the Game Show Network?
Mm-hmm.
That I could talk to about a little bit.
Okay, I used to watch all of those shows.
$10,000 Pyramid. I used to love that one.
Growing up,
And then they got-
Dog Eat Dog. I don't know if it was on the Game Show Network.
Yeah,
But Dog Eat Dog was my favorite game show.
I liked Pressure Luck.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good
I
one.
watched that one.
That was with the no whammies, no whammies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whammy.
Definitely watched it. Didn't know what it was called.
Well, the new one is now just called like Whammy or something like that. But it
Yeah, to
used be called
simplify it for
Pressure Luck.
everybody.
Yeah.
No
The
one
Whammy
cared what it was actually
Show.
called. Yeah, I like $10,000 Pyramid or $100,000 Pyramid and Match Game, but Match Game was a little. He just kissed everyone on the lips to creep me out.
Yeah, I know, but when I was a kid, I didn't really pay attention to it. It wasn't weird.
No,
to me. It was
not
just like,
until
oh, that's what happens.
Not until I got older, because we used to watch Game Show Network all the time in college.
Family
I don't know why.
Feud, Richard Dawson. What else did he do? He did a couple shows.
He was like a big.
Did he ever
host
do
back
Password? No, he didn't do Password.
I don't remember, but he did a lot of the game shows back in the day. They should bring those back.
I know the old ones.
Yeah,
I feel like
I
they
really
do
did
really
like
well
Match Game.
too.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked what was the one? Oh, Hollywood Squares. Did you ever watch that?
Oh, but that wasn't on
Yeah.
Game Show Network, was it?
No, it wasn't
Like
an
Channel
old show.
6?
It was like from the 90s. Yeah, it was like 6.
Where they had
yeah.
to like
Damn,
make tic-tac-toe.
that is super old now. We
I
are
know.
old.
I know.
Yeah, but because they had all the people. They had like all the people from Sabrina on it. All the people
They
from
had
their
celebrities.
TV shows.
Celebrities were like the boxes, but
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good show.
yeah, that was cool. What was the
Wonder
other
if
one?
it's
I
on
used to
Hulu.
always
I'll
watch
watch it.
not Wheel of Fortune.
Jeopardy.
Price is Right.
Oh, Price is
Who
Right.
wants
the
to
wheel
be
the
a
other way.
millionaire?
The wheel
wheel
this
going the
way.
other
Up,
way.
I went down, up to down. Yeah, that was my I'm sick. I'm staying home.
But
From
wait, but
school
the
show.
best game show of all time was Dare Double Dare. Like that was peak TV.
I
That
don't
was
know.
prime
I think
TV.
That was Nickelodeon. That doesn't
Mhm.
count.
It sure counts.
No.
I was a kid. I'd watch it now though, to be honest.
I'd watch it too.
Pulling flags out of noses with boogers everywhere.
Oh shit! I'm hitting my microphone. Can we still hear me?
I can, and I heard all that.
Hi.
I heard.
Heard every
Oh,
second of
shit.
that. Piper.
Well, so Dan, let me tell you about our weekend. We had quite a weekend. Piper interested, or is that you talking?
She loves murder too.
Okay.
So.
So we went to where they have the Renaissance Fair. It's just like this big fairground. And we did a murder mystery lunch with some of our friends. Now, this was different than the one that we've done before.
I'd say
This
not what
was
I expected.
Not at all. They had a whole set going. I feel like I gotta like just that a little bit. Okay. No, they had a whole set. They had like
It was like a real theater production, and you were like
Yeah.
in the middle of it.
That's cool.
And it was.
Was it real like true dinner theater? Like, have you ever done dinner theater before?
No. It was more like you're trapped on a boat and you're a part of this investigation.
We solved it though, like 100% correct. 100% spot on everything. So we're like all proud of ourselves.
That's cool.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was so much fun. They had because they had it all set up. They had it looked like you were on like a cruise ship or some sort of boat. They had like a room under the steps that was like the captain's room or something like that. So they had a whole bunch of books spread out. They had all of these little hidden chests all over, and
clues
there
everywhere.
were clues inside, and people would find the clues and then they would announce the clue and everything. It was just really cool the way they had it set up. I enjoyed it a lot.
It's cool. So you actually got up and stuff?
Oh yeah, you got up.
Like those, okay. the improvisation of those actors was just impeccable. They were so in character, so good, didn't break at all.
And the one
reacted to every question perfectly.
Yeah. With somehow they kept the same accent going. They didn't break the accent. I would have been switching from Southern to English to
true professional
German. Yeah. You would have been like, okay, I think you're a little
unlike
confused.
us, we're trying to do an English accent and it's Southern.
No. Yeah, I'm not good with that.
Yeah.
Someone could hit 3 or 4 accents in one sentence. It's how talented I am.
Oh, and then we were near Hershey area, I guess. So there was a chocolate place that we went to, a chocolate factory thing. And then there was a park across the street from it, if I can find the pictures, but it was so freaking cute. They had ducks everywhere, and then they had those little machines along so you could
shoot them.
No. So you could feed them.
Oh, cool. The little thing, a petting zoo almost.
Yeah, fatten them up before you shoot them.
Yeah. Before you take them home.
But I had my hand out and the one just kept coming and eating off my hand. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. I was so excited feeding the ducks.
Cute.
But yeah, what did you do over the weekend? Anything fun?
I had a family party. That was
okay.
It.
That's it.
Wasn't
birthday party, anything? Just because?
Yeah, whenever my sister's for birthday party. It was George's and Kristen's birthday party. So I was just over there and just lying there. I did my grandmother's taxes. I was very excited.
Nice. I still have to get mine figured out because I did Rover and it fucked everything all up. So
yeah, I did not do that.
Well, yeah. But I went hard last year and I made all this money, and then I realized they didn't take taxes from me, so now I owe money. I'm like, son of a bitch. Last time I'm doing that.
Some would say you've done well enough to earn the right to pay money.
Nah.
No.
That's what the government would say.
Yeah.
I saw a TikTok that says that we're not.
Money is gonna say.
I saw a TikTok yesterday that said there was a woman literally saying that we're not obligated to pay taxes. I was like, tell me more.
I subscribe to that theory.
Me too. It literally said, she was read one of the pieces of I don't even know.
The Constitution.
It was essentially the Constitution or the Bill of Rights. I forget. It's one of the official documents, and it literally said you don't owe the government anything or something. I was like, I'm going to look back on this later, but I unfortunately already did my taxes this year, so I have a full year before I have to get back to that.
Well, should we begin?
Yeah.
My page started scrolling on me, so I gotta find it again.
Get that hat going. Piper's ready. She's on her perch.
Okay.
Is she wearing her hat?
Oh
no.
Tim, I don't like your computer.
Well, the good thing about that computer is if you don't touch it, nothing happens.
Well, I need to touch it.
I would suggest you touched it.
Okay. I got sugar on my sweatshirt. Okay. So we have our Mandela effect fact of the day. So this one I don't have an image to show for the first time ever, but well, the rest of them I've never tried to anyway, let's put it that way. But this one is a Forrest Gump Mandela effect. So everybody knows this as
Wait, first before you begin, have you ever seen Forrest Gump?
I have not. I don't watch movies. Everybody knows I have the shortest attention span. If it's not interesting within the first 5 seconds, I'm done. But so I mean everybody's heard people talking. I mean, I know I've heard it. life is like a box of chocolates.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it's not what they've said this entire time.
Life is like a box of cocaine. I knew it. I was right all those years.
No.
Life is like a box of Tic Tacs.
No, it's actually life was like a box of chocolates. Peasants.
Oh.
I don't know. I can't tell you yes or no, but
I would have said life is like.
Yeah.
Because and I've seen the movie.
Because speaking like life was.
Well, everybody talks about it too. So
yeah.
This piece of hair right here is
maybe it's his
out.
accent that's throwing him off because has an accent.
Maybe.
But why would you ever say life was like a box of chocolates?
Was he talking past tense? Like, was he talking life used to be so easy and now it sucks? Like, what was the scene?
Is that the takeaway?
Scene for me.
Is that the takeaway of that phrase?
I don't know. I'm asking you what happened in that scene. Who was he talking to? What was he talking about?
He was talking to someone on a bench, but was that that was like the future, right? Like everything he did was in the past in the movie.
Correct. I think it was like at the end.
So it does actually make sense.
Life was like a box of chocolate. That makes sense, I guess.
It does. I hate it though. I reject it.
I don't like it. You can rewrite history though. As I said, this is life is perception, and you can make it whatever you want.
Yeah, sure.
Well, good. Tell us how we can rewrite that, and tell us how I don't have to pay my taxes anymore.
Oh my God.
You may not have to pay your taxes soon.
Woo!
Because there may not be anything
taxes.
For us. There may not be taxes anymore.
Speaking of that little segue, Tim, why don't you share what your conspiracy is about this time?
Yeah, let's be Raul for a second.
I told you he made
I'm ending this podcast.
There is a freaking PowerPoint.
I'm ending it.
So my topic for today is Raëlism. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And
that's the icon for the religion.
It is. I just realized there's like a backward, or is that a right side swastika?
It's a swastika.
You know what?
I'm
going to start off with this: that the religion is a little problematic.
I'm just like, that's the first thing I saw. I was like, Tim.
Well, Tim, real quick before we
this is a controversial conspiracy.
Before we get too far into it, why don't we can show our drink that
mine's like gone now, but it's still lighting up.
I can't. This is very difficult. There we go. It's a green drink. So it is, well, I'm not going to tell you what it's made with. If you want to know what it's made with, you're going to have to subscribe to our Patreon. But Tim, you've tasted it. You've seen it. So throughout this video, you're going to have to come up with some sort of name for our drink.
Let's be Raël.
That's what, let's be
Let's get Raël up in this bitch. I don't know. I'll think of something better.
I can't say the word, so that's just my.
It's thing. Raëlism, so it's because I don't know if it's German or I don't know what I actually don't know what the history of the name it comes from, but it's not realism like I thought it was. It's Raëlism.
Okay.
Raëlism.
Got you. Anyways, why don't
the epic conclusion of this episode will be us all preparing for Judgment Day, and. Throughout the course of this PowerPoint presentation, you will learn about the UFO religion and its involvement in alien culture. I picked this topic because I thought it was very relevant of today, especially if you're on TikTok and all you see for the last 4 weeks is nothing but balloons. UFOs and balloons and things getting shot down from the sky and the world's ending. The Raëlism followers must be must be going crazy right now because this must be Judgment Day for them.
Okay.
All right, so let's get into Raëlism. What is it? It was founded by some dude.
I'm sorry.
I hate this.
This is the first time anybody's seen a full PowerPoint.
That's the symbol.
No, not the symbol. I hate that it's a PowerPoint presentation.
Oh.
I know it's the symbol because swastikas are technically were appropriated by the Nazis. They did not start out that way.
Can I just say, if you are listening and you are listening on a podcast platform, please
go to
at
YouTube.
least for this episode, go to YouTube and see what we're looking at because this took time.
So the religion was founded by a man, I believe he was from France. named Claude Verlin. Hope I say that later. And like most people, he didn't like his name and decided to change his name after he had an experience, like we all do. So, at a young age, like we all have, we've all had our first encounter with an extraterrestrial being, right? I mean, everyone's had their first alien experience. Well, when he had his back in 1973, during his encounter with an alien conveyed a message to him about the true origins of humanity and how humans were created by advanced beings from another planet. Now, I want to believe this religion so bad. I think it would explain a lot about science and a lot about some phenomena throughout humanity and human history. Some people find that this religion is just a stopgap to give explanation to a lot of those things that really are mysteries. But you can believe it or not. So this encounter that he had with the alien led to the founding of Raëlism in the early mid 1970s. It is a UFO religion that incorporates elements of science fiction, new age spirituality, and extraterrestrial beliefs, aka TikTok culture today. So I really am starting to think that TikTok was created by followers of Raëlism to spread the word and get more followers to believe in the culture. And what we're going to get into a little later is some of the key beliefs of those that follow Raëlism, and they include the idea that humans were created by aliens through genetic engineering, that alien life exists and has already entered Earth, and that humanity today is on the verge, or soon, maybe, who knows, is on the verge of a spiritual and technological revolution, and leading
I have revelations every day.
The eventual judgment day.
Woo!
So a lot of the theories or a lot of the beliefs in the history of Raëlism does, I don't want to say contradicts religion, but plays along with it, if that makes sense. So a lot of what you see in the Bible and a lot of the stories, they're explained through some either science fiction or pseudoscience way of fitting it into the narrative, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So now we are going to get into a little bit of our founder, Claude Raël Verlin. He
looks creepy. Like he looks like somebody, like one of those
did he
actors.
make that haircut? He's like, this looks good.
Like an actor that I can't.
He does look like an actor, and in fact, when I was looking at the images,
I can't remember who he is.
I was thinking that Google was messing with me because I thought it was somebody like an actor or something like that, but no, that's him. He's still kicking today.
Did he race cars?
Like?
He did.
Have you ever seen the show Victorious on Nickelodeon?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, she's the teacher, the drama teacher.
He looks. I
get that.
Yeah.
So Claude Verlin, also known as Raël, he was born on September 30th, 1946, in Vichy, France. Vichy, France? I don't know. I'm not French. Told you he was born in France. He was raised in a Catholic family, attended a Catholic church as a child. However, he stated that he never fully committed to the Catholic faith, and he began to question the teachings at an early age, which made him susceptible to changing his beliefs once he had this encounter. So as a young adult, he used to work as a race car driver and a journalist before becoming a singer and songwriter.
Wow, multi-talented.
Yeah. So he was definitely a public figure of some sort, right? So he had visions of grandeur and saw a bigger purpose for himself. Race car driving was a big part of his early career, and then he went back to it later on, even after the founding of the religion. It was always a part of his culture. And in fact, like loving life is an element of Raëlism because it's a part of your spirituality and awakening.
Okay.
He's known for his flamboyant stage performances and his interest in science fiction and other unconventional topics.
This is totally the same person.
In December 1973, Verlin was described as a close encounter with a UFO while hiking in the mountains of central France. According to his account, he was approached by a small humanoid alien who communicated with him telepathically and told him that they had been watching humanity for thousands of years. I got little hairs on the back of my neck right now, which means it must be true.
So the aliens told him?
Yeah, he had an alien encounter, and they conveyed a message through his brain waves and said, hey, we've been watching you for thousands of years.
Ew.
Well, this
Creep.
effect, like it does all of us when we have our first alien encounter, had a profound effect on Merlin. And he eventually came to believe that he had been chosen by the aliens to spread their message to humanity. It's giving me Mormon vibes. Like he had an encounter and he feels like he's now the word of God, or in this case, the word of the alien gods.
Or true gods.
Right. Exactly. And then his mission now is to spread the faith and spread awareness for the benefit of all humanity. So he changed his name to Ryle and founded the Raëlian movement in 1974. Raëlism quickly gained a following, as you might think it would, right? It's a religion based on science fiction that a lot of people, especially those that are like skeptics and those in science, are naturally drawn to this because they want to believe it's true. So the organization began to grow and expanded in the following years, and the followers believe that this movement is the next step in human evolution, and they promote messages of peace, nonviolence, and spiritual enlightenment. And so over the years, and we'll get into where he's at today more, but over the years, he remains an active and controversial figure in the Raëlian movement, and
Wait,
he's involved
still alive?
Oh yeah. Oh, this is an active thing, like a real thing, and that's why the whole TikTok culture thing and everything that's happening.
I don't know why. I just assumed he was dead.
How old is he?
He's born in 1946. He's an old guy.
Okay.
I mean, he's old. He's like 80 something now. Yeah.
No, he's younger than that.
Oh yeah, he's still kicking.
Because my grandmother's 80 something, and she was born in 23, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all that. Wait, she'd be 100.
Math.
Wait, is your grandma 100 years old?
Oh, it's 36. I don't remember.
Okay. She's almost there.
She's old. She is technically an alien.
Maybe. Well, you're right.
All right, more on that one later, Dan.
Most of us might be, or some of us might be. So the Raëlian movement involves several high-profile.
In the eyes of the government, she's an alien.
The Raëlian movement, it's been involved in several high-profile initiatives, including the promotion of human cloning. They actually established an embassy for extraterrestrial beings, and despite facing criticism and skepticism from many quarters, the movement continues to attract followers from all around the world. So this is a global movement, a global religion that it's based on faith of science.
Where's the American embassy?
I don't think there's an American embassy. I think it's in Europe, but we'll get to that.
But do you have to start one now?
I might have to look into it. Apparently, it doesn't seem so hard, and we'll get into that too. So he himself, Ryle himself, is still a prominent figure and influential in the UFO and New Age communities. So not only a lot, like a big push and movement of today's like social, like one of the trends, I don't want to call it trends, but one of the things that are being pushed through like TikTok and social media and all that is New Age spirituality and enlightenment and wanting to ascend or find the meaning of life. And then there's the other side of the religion that is UFOs, that gives answer to our history and gives answer to the expanse of the world and our place in it. So that's why this religion or this movement has such a profound effect on the public globally, because it could be true. It could be true. Mm-hmm. It's all pseudoscience, and there's not anything real about Ryle. But they have an answer for everything, and that's why it's easy to believe and follow. Mm-hmm. So we're going to get into some of the beliefs.
Hold on, Tim, before you continue, I have this pulled up. I need to share.
Is it a side-by-side comparison of
It's
Victoria's?
Not a side-by-side, but if you're looking at that screen, just take a look at this picture and tell me it's not the same person.
Is it the teacher?
Yeah.
Are you able to pull it up?
Yeah. Let me see if I can.
Oh my God. Maybe it's based off of him.
Of course, it's so far away.
They both have that personality.
Can I zoom in at all?
Just go back. Maybe click a different picture. Oh, there you go.
All right. Now I can't scroll down though.
You saw it there.
Tell me that's literally not the same person.
Oh
It
my
is.
gosh.
Even the hair, the bald
Oh my
head,
The
gosh.
baldness
everything.
too.
And the whack jobness.
That's 100% the same person. Okay, go ahead,
He's
Tim.
recruiting children via Nickelodeon.
Well, they are recruiting, and we'll get into that too. All right. So the next up, I want to go over now some of the beliefs of Raëlism and see if you have any connection to any of them. I can get behind it. So the notable beliefs, and I'll get into a little bit more of each of them, include human alien creation, advanced technology,
I love the Shutterstock picture.
cloning. Oh, there's a lot of Shutterstock pictures.
Oh my god.
I wasn't going to pay for
I know.
spirituality,
Blatant stealing.
peace and nonviolence,
Mhm.
alien life, and sensual meditation. I want to talk a little bit more about that one in particular, because Raëlism is known for, in some communities, for one particular thing.
Porn?
Orgies.
Oh, same thing.
So human alien creation. So Raëlism asserts that humans were created by aliens through genetic engineering. And according to Raëlians, these aliens, are known as Elohim. Elohim in I think it's in the Jewish Bible, it means gods. So these beings or these aliens are called Elohim and are representing our gods or our creators. And they're responsible for many mysteries throughout human existence. They also believe that these aliens or these Elohim were responsible for our advanced, or they had access or have access to highly advanced technology, and that our technology advances are a result of them sharing some of their knowledge with humans.
So
And
they're taking credit for everything that's happened here.
they're explaining that
They are, as in the aliens, are taking credit.
Yeah, well, it's more like humans are giving these godlike figures the credit, I guess. Yeah, the aliens aren't really taking the credit, but it's there for them to take, I guess. I mean, yes, I am part of the alien race, and I take full credit.
I accept this credit.
I accept this credit. So they believe that the development of new technologies is key to our human evolution, and they promote the use of technology for the betterment of society. So some believe like the deep state, even, or the Illuminati, or some ancients that live on Earth that are overseeing the course of human history, and that's why the belief that there'll never be a nuclear holocaust, because they'll step in, and the technology they release has been done so in a way to better society, and I feel like we're taking advantage of it and really going in the wrong direction with it. So if they're going to step in, they're probably going to step in pretty soon, which falls into the with the recent discussions of potential nuclear war and the increased sightings of UFOs. The correlation there also leaves skeptics to believe that this could be true. Cloning. So Raëlism has been controversial for its support of human cloning. They believe that cloning can be used to extend human life and promote genetic diversity. They argue that cloning is a natural extension of scientific progress made possible by the Elohim. And I mean, and to a degree, the founding of humans, right, being created genetically, it's as if we're just doing what, cloning is an extension of what was done for us. So they fully believe in the art of cloning, and that's a very controversial topic on a number of levels. Spirituality. So Raëlism incorporates elements of spirituality and New Age philosophy. They believe that human consciousnesses, I think I said that right, is the key to understanding the universe. And they promote meditation and other spiritual practices as a means of achieving higher levels of consciousness. So when you have the power of now, or you have that ability to go into your brain and be able to be present, they say that being present and being in the moment and having that control and having that meditation and having that enlightenment are all signs that you are moving towards the next level of humanity in some sort of ascension. And that's why it's becoming a bigger movement today. And I don't know if mental health is like a leading cause of this too, where people are putting more emphasis on like mental health and finding calm. So it could again another coincidence, just saying.
I was gonna say this so far sounds like it's a what came first, chicken or the egg situation.
The aliens came first.
Well, no, but my point is, like, was this Raëlism created before people started coming, or having the anxiety and all of that, or as this
So
guy
this-
saying that this is all existing after people have already started coming down with these issues?
Hard to say, because we mentioned before that this religion was founded by him in the early 1970s and has grown in populace and popularity since then. The more I'd say the anxiety and the mental health is a newer generation thing that would have been. So again, it's a coincidence maybe, but
maybe we're all short circuiting.
Yeah, it could be. Maybe we're at the point where they're like, all right, let's just shut down the human experiment.
I just feel like the
shut
way
it all down.
The way it's sounding is like, oh, well, people are getting this now. Let's just group that into my new religion.
Yes. No, so you're not wrong. So people who are finding power in spirituality, they're looking for other types of like Buddhism and other types of spiritual, I don't call it religions, but beliefs, right? This falls into that. So this is just another example of how this particular movement, it's so encompassing that things just happen to fall into it. And it's weird in a way where it's kind of so encompassing that if anything happened, it's likely there for a reason. And that's how it all kind of ties together. So one of the other things is peace and nonviolence. They promote peace and nonviolence, advocates for the elimination of nuclear weapons and other forms of violence. They want to create a peaceful society that's essential for human evolution. Stress, anxiety, war, conflict, economic, degradation, all those things create high levels of anxiety for humans and people, and it's difficult to find calm in that. So the promotion of peace just leads itself into that element of spirituality, or of being able to find yourself and center yourself. And alien life. So that's, I think at this point, it hit, where we keep hitting the dead horse here. They believe in alien life. So it teaches that alien life exists, has always existed throughout Earth's history. And they believe that the Elohim, who are the alien gods, they've continued to visit Earth in the form of UFOs, and they promote the study and investigation of UFOs as a means of understanding the universe. And there's a show on Netflix I haven't watched yet, but I am highly interested, called Ancient Aliens. And it talks about, I think it's about.
It's the guy with the crazy hair, right?
Yeah. Actually, it basically states that there are versions of human beings or humanoid figures that have always lived on Earth. And that's where you start getting into hollow Earth theory. You start getting into other species of humans living on Earth that are advanced in certain elements of biology, and that they are constantly watching the Earth or just biding their time, overseeing things from like a deep state, like a shadow government, like a shadow world government type of thing. And other beliefs suggest that over time, all of us may have, or some of us may have, the alien gene. So this is more fringe beliefs that I've seen, and it's not really in a lot of the composition that I found. It's like the Adam and Eve, right? It's throughout history, or throughout generations and generations, this alien gene has now been inbred in some of us, or most of us, to a degree that our species now as a human is a blend of the Elohim and the original created humans, and that we have this alien X gene, but not everybody has it, and that may or may not come into effect or play in Judgment Day. I don't want to use the word superior, but are they different? Is there something about having the alien gene that is like saves you in a pandemic or a plague? Does it separate you from, save you from something? It's like a whole thing of, has there been crossbreeding with the Elohim and humans over time, and that some humans have this sense or this extra stuff in their DNA?
To be honest, the only thing I just heard from you was at some point some human fucked an alien. That's the only thing I took away from that.
So now I know my audience.
They got a little too close to their pets.
And my last favorite part of a belief system. This might be what turns me into a Raëlism follower. Sensual meditation. Another controversial aspect of Raëlism is its promotion of sensual meditation, which involves
meditation with a happy ending.
Yep, which involves the use of sexual energy to achieve higher levels of consciousness. They
wonder it's so
believe that this
popular.
practice can be used to promote a greater understanding of the universe and can be a key component of human evolution. Now, ecstasy. So, what the central meditation kind of like the thought process, like they're known for orgies. So, point blank, orgies are a big part of this movement, and it's to promote happiness and ecstasy and climax and really get you to a point of being ecstatic and so elevated and happy, because that gets you closest to the point of ascension than anything else, because that gets you to a point of awakening and true happiness. So that's why central meditation and sex in itself really promotes that spirituality of finding that, using that energy to achieve higher levels of consciousness. I find that very interesting. I want to believe in that, which is why we have to have sex all the time. Everyone needs to have sex all the time. There needs to be orgies posted every Friday in every city and every town. Well, so it's weird because I personally believe that the followers of this are like the Hollywood. Like I for some reason I think like they're all in some cult, and that cult may be tied to this weird.
It's not actually
weird,
Scientology.
So this Scientology falls under, right? So elements of Scientology fall under some of the beliefs of Raëlism. So it's, again, Raëlism is like a catch-all for literally everything that's not true God faith.
Didn't she like just recently get offended though because somebody used the word alien, and she's like
It struck too close to
offended because alien is like a derogatory term or something like that.
See,
So,
I told you
know.
she's an alone. There's when next time you see her, just say hello.
Yeah, the next time I go see Demi Lovato walking down the street, okay.
Well, we'll ask her.
Yeah.
All right, it's time we talk about. How long are we on time? We're good.
We're like at 48 minutes, so
right.
we can extend it if we have to.
It is time we talk about the reason we are all here.
Dun, 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 dun.
Judgment Day. Ah! So, sorry, put my hat on for this.
I'm just seeing beauty school dropout.
Yeah.
Graduation day.
So, Judgment Day. Judgment Day in Raëlism is the concept that is reinterpreted of Judgment Day as a positive event rather than a negative one. They believe that when humanity has entered into a sufficient level of consciousness, the Elohim will return to Earth and establish a new era of peace and enlightenment. And according to Raël, the Elohim are not interested in punishing humanity for its sins, but rather in helping humans to achieve their full potential. They also believe that this new era will be characterized by even further advanced technologies, global unity, and global spiritual enlightenment. The idea of Judgment Day is linked to the concept of the apocalypse, which is seen as a time of revelation and transformation rather than destruction. Like a lot of folks symbolize the apocalypse with the ending of the world, and like fires everywhere erupting, people being burned, and demons coming from hell. That is one version of an apocalypse. It is the end of the world as we know it. So they believe that humanity is currently living in a period of a transition today, and that the world is on the brink of a new era of evolution. And according to Raëlism, the concept of Judgment Day is somewhat different from the Christian idea, the apocalyptic reckoning. They believe that the ultimate goal of human evolution is to achieve a state of spiritual and physical immortality, and that this process will be guided by the Elohim and the extraterrestrial beings who created humanity. In the theology of Raëlism, there's no specific date or time when Judgment Day is set to happen, and instead it emphasizes the idea that it's like the idea of personal responsibility and spiritual growth, encouraging individuals to work together towards their own spiritual evolution and promote peace and nonviolence in the world. So Judgment Day may never come, basically. But
they're going to destroy everybody in the world first, and then peace.
Probably.
Well, I mean, when there's no one left, like one dude.
Yeah, you got plenty of peace.
So according to this theory, right, it's that the Judgment Day isn't going to happen just arbitrarily on a day. It's going to happen at a time when collectively the human consciousnesses across the world are unified in some global way and are able to ascend to that level of consciousness that represents the next level of humanity. And again, all those things like conflict and war and poverty and food famine and everything that strikes the world, those those work against the optimal goal of wanting to get to that level of peace and balance that's needed to recognize that awakening. So we may be further off from the judgment day that they wanted, but not so far away from the, all right, we may need to press the reset button here and just start over.
So wait, so hold on real quick. This religion, they're basically saying that they have kind of control over people's actions so that like they can kind of
I don't want to say control.
Reset, like they can just
No.
like, all right, people are gonna start setting off nuclear bombs, destroying everything, and
The theory suggests that they would stop that because they don't, because they allow them. It's the great human experiment, right? It's like we are their children.
They don't want it to end.
They don't want it to end. They want to see us succeed. They want to see us ascend. They want to see us
okay.
join. I don't know. This goes into like the global thing of like, are aliens watching us, waiting for us to ascend to a level before they like indoctrinate us into the global, like into the Galactic Federation. Like there's a whole other theories that go way out there too.
I think they're
all tied to this.
They're up there looking down, and they're just like, "It's a mess down there."
In my personal theory,
they're like, "They need more time." Like, no,
they're not ready.
In my personal belief, if this were to be real, I'm not saying I subscribe to this theory or not. I think I tend to believe more that they're still here, that they never left, and that they have buried deep inside of the earth, and that there may be a society. Like I would tend to believe that more than like they're sitting up there with their popcorn in a spaceship, they tuning into Earth, to Earth 101.
Look at this drama channel.
They're like, the conspiracy happy hour is on to us.
This actually, I jumped ahead of myself. It actually says it right here. They believe that humanity is in a critical phase of development, and that the choices we make as a species are critically important to our future, and that when we continue to engage in destructive behaviors such as war, environmental destruction, social inequality, we risk jeopardizing our chances of achieving spiritual and physical immortality. So while Judgment Day isn't a time, it does emphasize the importance of personal growth and social responsibility. So it's weird because even like in the Masonic culture, right, it's all about trying to be a better person. It's trying to be better. So there may be, it ties into a lot of things of wanting to create a basis on a global scale of people wanting to help people, which that's a good thing, right? So even if you don't believe in the theory, if you at least subscribe to it, you're helping to achieve something better than what we're experiencing now. So as of this moment, I am a follower and believer of Raëlism. While I don't necessarily believe in the aliens, I believe in what they stand for, especially the sensual meditation part.
You would.
All right.
It sounds better than most of the stuff that we have to deal with every day. So I see why people are being drawn to it.
Did you have any questions so far? Now that I'm apparently an expert on the matter.
No.
Is this the Q&A portion of your presentation?
No, this is the midway point break.
The midway point break.
This is the intermission. We can go take bathroom breaks. And
now, if you don't have any questions yet, I want to talk about now how, like I know we touched on it before, about how throughout humanity's history, there have been elements of mystery and allegory that is so unknown to us how they accomplish these things. Like what comes to mind immediately is Stonehenge and the pyramids. So let's get into how those phenomena tie into the theory of Raëlism. It is it's an element, right? That aliens had a hand in the construction of some of these impressive feats, especially at the time of technology that was available to those people at the time. So Raëlism is linked to the idea of ancient astronaut theory. This is a different theory, but ties directly into it. That suggests that extraterrestrial beings visited Earth in the distant past and played a role in the development of human civilization. One aspect of this theory involves that ancient civilizations, such as the Egyptians, built monumental structures such as the pyramids with the help of extraterrestrials' guidance or even their technology. And according to the teachings, the Elohim, or these alien gods, were involved in the construction of ancient monuments such as the pyramids, Stonehenge, and the Nazca lines, and others. Like anything throughout history that's like we did that, Maybe not. They believe that these structures all contain important messages and symbols that help us to better understand our origins and our place in the universe.
So, like, Great Wall of China could be an example.
Actually, that's a whole other theory. That like the Great Wall of China actually follows the Tartarian theory. That if you look at the little side thing here, that the Chinese wall, the Great Wall of China, the way it's built is backwards, as if they were trying to keep the other ones out. Like it's not like they was trying to keep the Chinese were trying to keep someone else out. It was as if something else was trying to keep the China, like someone else built the wall, like maybe giants built that wall to keep out the pesky human civilization. So when you look at the wall and how it's constructed, like, and again, this is just very rudimentary research.
Writing this down, this might be our next topic that we do.
Like the gateways and the towers, like they're all positioned in a way on the wrong side. So it's almost as if like somebody else built the wall to keep the Chinese out. I don't know. That's weird. Just putting it out there. If someone wants to do more research, please debunk that, because I really need that debunked, because that is really scary to really think about. Because then that gets into flat Earth theory. Oh God, it's a whole other thing. Jesus. Sorry, Aloha.
Back to the pyramids.
Back to your PowerPoint.
So Raëlism places a great deal of emphasis on the symbolism of pyramids, or pyramid itself, like the shape of a pyramid, and because it's a representation of the Alom spaceship, as well as the human symbol of potential and spiritual growth. Raëlians believe that by studying the symbolism and design of the pyramid, we can unlock the secrets of human evolution and our relationship with the Alom. This goes to say, like, further into the astronaut theory, that the pyramids themselves have some other role to play outside of just looking impressive. They're there for a reason. Some say they were an energy source. Some say that they are like a communications device. Other theories suggest that the pyramids are like an engine that moves the galaxy. It's a lot of different things. Like basically, the pyramids are there for a reason. And in this religion, pyramids represent symbolism and a message to us on how to ascend to the next level.
Well, it's kind of funny because it looks like a traffic cone shape. So, like, if it was aliens, let's say, that put it here, like, it's like they're kind of like marking off a like location, sort of.
Some say that they do represent what they like cosmology.
That's not right.
Yeah,
they're giant hair salons.
that they're positioned in such a way that they are there as not kind of like a stop sign, but
like a marker.
Right? Like a beacon. Like a beacon, right? And others, like I read another theory that's beyond like, or maybe related, because everything's related to Raëlism, of that the pyramids like this goes in the simulation theory in a way of humans' goal is to try to find the purpose of living, and that's why we have existential crises and trying to find out why we are here. And the pyramids are actually like if you think of like a video game, like that's like the boss level. Like you live through life to find purpose, and it all leads you to the pyramids. So humanity should be focusing more on the pyramids to find the truth of humanity. And then once you find the truth of why we're here and our purpose, you are then able to ascend. I think that's cool as hell. They need to make a movie. If there is a movie, somebody at me and send it to me, because that is cool as hell.
Next slide.
All right, so I guess we're done talking about pyramids. Now I want to talk about a little bit something more relevant. Let's talk about Raëlism today.
That is the creepiest photo I've ever seen in my life. Holy hell.
That's terrifying.
If you are listening on a podcasting app, it is Uncle Sam pointing, but it's actually an alien with like,
I want you to send me that
eyes.
picture too. I'm going to use it on social
that's
media.
horrible.
I'll just send you the slides. Okay. Actually, you can share the slides publicly. I'll make them public for everybody.
That's okay.
So we want you to believe. So Claude Varillan, who changed it into Raël, he's still alive and active today as one of the spiritual leaders of the movement. Does anyone want to take a guess where he lives and where the most significant presence of the Raëlian movement exists today?
Let me think.
Egypt?
No, not Egypt.
Okay.
That's a good guess. I was going to say, I want to say like a Nordic country, like Sweden or Denmark or something like that, or Amsterdam. Is it on the red light district? Is that where the embassy is?
No.
Mexico.
No. Wait. The embassy, maybe. I'll get into that in a second. But no. There is an embassy. It is in Europe, and I'll tell you where it's at in a second. But no, where Ryle lives today, and where the biggest and most significant force of his followers, not his army, is actually Japan.
Oh.
So he lives in Japan, and the movement is the most strongest there. They regularly speak at events and conferences. They promote the organization's message of human alien creation and the importance of spirituality and technological evolution. That's what's crazy, because like when you talk about human alien creation, spirituality, technological evolution, again, it's anything you think of humanity's features, like you can just say, oh, well, it was related to that. Oh, it's part of that. So it's like the whole catch-all element of it's a little too. It's a conspiracy, I tell you. So while they have a highest concentration in Japan, there are followers in countries all around the world, and the organization over time. The organization has evolved over time, with Ralph promoting the creation of an embassy for extraterrestrial beings in Israel as a way to facilitate communication between humans and aliens. Did they do it though?
Have what?
I don't know if they actually built the embassy there in Israel.
They're just talking about it.
Yeah, like that's where they want to do it, because it would represent a way to facilitate communication.
We need to leave Israel alone.
There's enough going on there.
There's enough going on there. There's already a holy war.
I don't understand the whole building an embassy thing, because how are we going to tell the aliens that they're safe in this particular embassy if they land their ships on these coordinates?
Yeah, they come there. It's a place to talk. It's a place of peace. Like embassies are represented. Like, I don't know. I will say, out of anything, like one of those like CYAs, I think having an alien embassy is a good thing to have, even if it's a crock full of shit. On the off chance it's not, it's good to have an embassy.
What if you imagine if you were the person at the front desk at this alien embassy, and you're just like, I've been working. You just see a green alien come in. You're just like,
so
hello?
Where's the spa? That way.
Yeah, I heard there was sensual meditation. The alien talks like that. I heard there was sensual meditation.
I picture Men in Black.
Like,
oh my God.
Like
I was watching that the other day.
Bunker.
It was on at the gym, and I was like, this movie's so good still.
Still never saw it.
Oh my God. We need to create a list. Actually, listeners, please develop a list of pop culture and modern, or not from our generation, movies that Allison has to see.
No, don't do that, because I won't watch them.
She'll die.
We're going to watch them. We will. You know what? It's part of her spiritual awakening and development. It's her to watch these films.
It's going to be my spiritual sleeping, I'll tell you that.
So last thing I'll talk about, the religion today. They face a lot of legal challenges over its status as a religion. And they've been criticized as being a cult-like organization that promotes a hierarchy within its ranks. But that's any organization, that's any church, that's any type of thing. You're going to have that pyramid of responsibility. The
original pyramid scheme.
So yeah, yes, they're cult-like, but all movements and stuff can be seen that way. The last thing I want to talk about, or my last slide rather, is, because I know you're all thinking this and you're begging to know, it's how to join. So we here want you. Now, so Raëlism has an open invitation to anybody who wants to join. There are a few parameters that you as an individual have to complete or acknowledge to be a member of the Raëlian movement and the religion. And what do you think the first thing is you have to do?
Be sexually active.
Oh yeah, that's
a good guess.
That's the subset. That's a subset.
Believe in. I was almost said believe in a higher being.
Like aliens.
Believe in aliens, yeah, or the idea of aliens, like they could exist.
Close. Not even, actually, to be honest.
Okay.
No, but it goes to that side of it. The only the very first step is learning what it is. So before you can join the movement, it's important to have a basic understanding of the organization's beliefs
Tim's
and
already on his
practices.
way.
And this is done by reading literature, doing a podcast.
Are we? Did we just get indoctrinated? Are we part now?
What did you do to us?
This is a Raëlian sanctioned event. Me talking to you here on this conference and
We're gonna have to, Allison. You're gonna have to record another disclaimer saying you do not have to join this cult.
But if you
This
wanted
is not
to,
a consent to join your cult.
You know what though? I will say this: if there were to be a cult to join, right?
This one doesn't seem that bad.
This one seems like it's all positive. Like you get sex whenever you want it. It's like you're having sex to better humanity's future. Like, come on.
There you go.
Are you eating your cherries?
Yeah, it's really strong.
I'm scared to touch
made
mine
it.
because I'm already a little tipsy, and I'm just like,
Ooh.
these are gonna push me over the edge.
Step 2. After you listen to this podcast, you are now eligible for step 2 in the process of onboarding yourself to the Raëlian movement. Contact a Raëlian representative. It is literally as simple as going on Google and searching for a Raëlian representative, and you can get in touch. And all you do is express interest in joining the movement. This is very Masonic in nature. There's a lot of symbolism here. No, you just ask to join. That's all you do is you reach out to somebody who's has the authority or who is a representative of the religion, and you can visit their website, get more information. You can see other activities that are going on, organizational events that are happening, and you can join. They do ask that you attend an introductory seminar. So they hold seminars or workshops for people who are interested in learning more about the organization. So you sit through this workshop and then ask questions. And then if you're still in, you can go to the next stage.
I literally just Googled it, and there's 4 sites that popped up that'll introduce you to a representative.
There you go. The step 4, declare yourself a Raëlian. So after you attend your seminar and you decide to join the movement, you must declare yourselves Raëlians by signing a declaration form. The form affirms your commitment to the organization's principles and their desire to be considered a member of the group. In organizations like the Masons, you have to pay dues. It's something like this. You just declare. I declare. Aliens are my people.
I do declare.
I do declare. There's our Southern coming out. The next thing is optional, but highly encouraged. And if you are a believer or follower, it comes naturally to want to participate in Raëlian activities. So members are expected to be active participants in the organization's activities, which include attending meetings, seminars, events, as well as contributing time and resources to the initiatives. And there is one additional one. This one is it's probably the most you have to attend a baptism ceremony. So in order to become a full member of the Raëlian movement, you as a
person have to be baptized? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Individuals must participate in a baptism ceremony, which involves receiving a symbolic transmission of energy from Raël himself or a designated Raëlian representative.
Ew.
and when you tie that into the sexual,
I know, that's all. I was just like,
they gotta give you a transmission of energy, baby. It gets real dirty real quick. But no, I mean, but you look at organizations with not hazing, or onboarding. What's it called? Like when you're a Mason, you get indoctrinated. You go through a some sort of ritual or some sort of symbolic representation of your commitment. That's all I hope this is. I hope it's not him standing over and you're like, you ready? You ready for this transmission, baby?
I know, that's what I'm just like, oh my God. You show up at the wrong orgy and you're indoctrinated.
Show up at the wrong orgy.
You're like, I thought this was a different orgy. I didn't know this was at the embassy.
Yeah, that's too much.
Oh, this is my indoctrination.
That's fine.
Oh,
you hear my chair?
Yeah.
No,
it's really squeaky.
So I'm gonna do a quiz. It's not in Egypt or Israel. Where is the creation of the world's first alien embassy?
So one does exist in the world.
Oh yeah, we're covered. If they're ready, we got it covered. We're good.
Is it Europe?
It is Europe.
France, where he was from.
No.
Is it Belgium or?
No.
I'm trying to think.
Think peace. Non-conflict.
Sweden.
Oh, wait, no, Switzerland.
Oh, it's Switzerland.
Sorry, I may have been wrong. No, it's in Switzerland.
No, it's Switzerland. Switzerland's the neutral.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So Thomas Kinzig is a businessman and former leader of the Raleigh movement in Switzerland, and his biggest claim to fame is the creation of the world's first Raleian embassy. Now, I don't know if there's more embassies out there, but he created the first one. I got to figure out what day this is, but so Daniel Chabot is another prominent Raleian, and they're a former leader of the Raleian movement in Canada. And
it's funny, one of my guesses was going to be Canada.
And their claim to fame is the creation of Sensual Day celebrations held in various cities throughout the world. It's orgy day, basically.
Everyone orgy together on Zoom.
Wait, what's it called? The day of sensual what?
Sensual Day.
Sensual Day. That's an actual day in Canada?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
probably not recognized.
It's not a Canadian recognized holiday. It's a global
you don't get
one.
off from work for it, but
sorry, you keep going to work today. No.
I'm gonna look for it the next time I Google one of those silly holiday calendars.
Yes.
Then when I try and think of a social post, I'm like, what's a weird holiday?
Sensual Day, where we hold citywide orgies. I'm trying to think if there's anything. Oh, there you go. I guess that answers my question. Somebody else created an embassy for extraterrestrial beings, but they don't tell me where.
You're not extraterrestrial.
It's cool.
And I'm trying to think of anything else interesting. Oh, there you go. Bridget Bosselier.
French?
I guess. They're a chemist and former CEO of Clonade, a company that claims to have cloned a human being.
Clonade?
Clonade.
Like Gatorade, but clone?
Oh, yeah, Clonade. Yep, it's where you get all your clones.
About Clonade or Kool-Aid.
They are a high-ranking member of the Raleian movement, and they have served as a spokesperson for the organization in the past. But yeah, that's them. And fun. Let's see. Here's a fun fact about Elohim's, and it kind of leads into the theory that they're among us. They believe that the Elohims are physically indistinguishable from humans, and that they've been living among us in secret, sharing their knowledge and wisdom with select individuals throughout history, and that they're highly advanced, possess deep understanding of science, spirituality, and the nature of the universe, and they've been the ones who progress. So all the different awakenings or ages that we've gone through, like industrial age, enlightenment age, the age when TikTok and all that became available, was all pushed forward through the suggestions of the Elohim.
So then what would be the differentiator between a human and an alien?
Well, I mean, I will tell you, if you're an alien, you know it.
That's it.
You know.
That didn't answer my question. Is there a chromosome that's supposed to be differentiated?
You don't have a tinfoil hat.
Yeah, right.
I really don't know. So that goes back to is there an alien gene? Is there something in our DNA that really does separate
all people look different regardless.
Everybody with O type blood is Elohim type A, and everyone with A is not Elohim at all. No, I have no idea how it works. But it could be.
I have O type blood.
Oh, welcome, Daniel. I also have O type blood.
Do you? Mm-hmm. I don't. So do you subscribe to this then? Do you think you're going to be joining this religion anytime soon, Tim? Do I have to worry about you?
Do I subscribe to the Raleigh movement? As I stated previously in this, I am an alien. So I'm going to tell you no, because I want you to figure it out on your own. But in all seriousness, no, I don't believe it. I mean, do I want to believe it? Sure, because it gives a lot of answers to a lot of open questions. And do I believe in what they stand for? Absolutely. There's a lot of good that can come from nonviolence and peace globally. So I like what they stand for, but do I think of it as the answer to life's questions? Not necessarily. But
Okay,
keep doing what you're doing. Like if you can convince the world into this, and if you're right, great. I mean, it's great. Let's bring on Judgment Day. If you're wrong, well, keep pushing because you're still getting a sex day, and there's a lot of other benefits that you're pushing for that actually makes humans better humans.
It's funny.
Okay.
What about you guys? You guys gonna
No.
contact your local representative, me, and
No. Yeah. No, I don't know. I just feel like it's very coincidental
Right.
that everything in this religion is just things that are happening in the world anyways. Like people are obviously having sex, people are obviously having anxiety. Like it's just very coincidental that those are the type of things that
Now, the argument to that, right, is that this happened, it was founded in 1970s. So a lot of the modern things happening today in our generation, this religion, right, was already founded and already had these beliefs established well before experiencing what you're describing now. So is it coincidence, or is it or does it fall into that? Because like chicken before the egg, the movement happened before those problems.
yeah.
I
That's why I
don't
feel like
know.
I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of circumstantial. Like it's just very like fits together perfectly.
The whole religion is circumstantial. Like it's like that's my one thing about it is there's no, with any pseudoscience, it's not based on fact. It's based on coincidence, and it's hard to put any stake and faith in that.
You're a pseudoscience.
No, I might be an alien. So I like to think that if you believe you're an alien, you're an alien.
I'm like eating blue sugar over here. I'm like, it's blue.
We can see you.
I know. I forgot. No, I didn't
So
forget.
that was my guest episode and my theory.
That was good.
That was hilarious. And that's
Hilarious.
funny because you were the only person who took the time to actually create a full out PowerPoint. I
Most
loved
prepared.
it. Yeah, seriously, most prepared.
Is that going to be my award at the end of the year? The most prepared award goes
The
to
most prepared.
Yeah, we should do some sort of conspiracy streamy award type of thing.
That'd be fun, actually.
So if we go off of the scariest conspiracy from a guest, I will say it's Derek's Tartarian theory, because the thought of giants living on our planet. Other theories believe that the Elohim were the Tartarians. So there's other elements of tying this in that the alien. Like, do you ever see the movie Clash of the Titans?
Yeah.
Like the one with Gerard Butler.
Mhm.
Does that surprise you though? I have not.
No, you're out. So
Yeah.
in a weird way, the way that's set up with them being giants of men controlling in ancient Egypt. Oh, well, it was Greece, I think, or was it Egypt? I think it was Egypt, actually.
In the movie?
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
the idea is they were giants among humans. Like that falls into the theory that Elohims could have been human-like, but having this superior like size difference, and maybe they were the first humans or whatever. There was a clash and war, and I don't know, the poles shifted polarity and caused a great flood and wiped everybody out. And Adam and Eve survived on a boat on a door that she let him
you're
get on.
mixing up Bible stories now.
I know he's just combined
That's
like 8.
Noah's Ark.
I'm telling
Noah's Ark had the
I'm
boat.
telling you, my conspiracy theory is that all conspiracies are tied together. They're all based on some piece of truth that is distorted through these many different fanatical ideas of conspiracy.
I know. My conspiracy theory is that all the WoW expansions are based off of this stuff. Because the pyramid,
World of Warcraft.
Yeah, the pyramid that was in that was a re-origination device. So, like, if the world got messed up, it was literally a reset button.
Dan, this is not your episode. You can tell your conspiracy
I know.
next time.
The WoW creator, like Ryle himself, created WoW.
He was a WoW developer. Yep. But yeah, that was a good. I liked it. It was really good.
Thank you for sharing your conspiracy, Tim. I know you've been very excited about doing this one.
I need this one to go out to the millions because I need everyone to.
So is this like your whole TikTok newsfeed anymore?
This and well, it's more that we're all going to be bombed and die, and that we need to start preparing. And...
Damn, you could reset your TikTok. That sounds depressing.
Yeah, I know. I gotta change the algorithm. I need to see some more.
Mine is
all like
comedians.
some puppies.
I have all comedians. I've like in the past, I don't know, month, I've booked like 20 comedy shows. Not 20, but you know what I mean. I've booked a lot of comedy shows in the past. So mine's all happy and cheerful.
Well, good for you.
But it is quite good because I send them all to you.
Well, you know me. I check my messages or I let them build up until I get 100, and then I start watching them.
So like a week later.
Usually, I got like 30 from Dan that Dan sent me. I have to still watch. But
Wonderful.
So that was my whole spiel. It was really great, but now I kind of like tapped out, right? I went through like 19 different conspiracies. Now I got nothing to come back with.
You'll just have to find a new one.
You had 2 that you were choosing from. So if you want to come back and do the other one, you can come back and do the other one.
I do want to get more into the other one, which ties into this. Like everything.
Don't share it now. Share it.
Everything ties into Raëlism. There's not going to be a conspiracy theory that you bring onto this podcast that someone isn't going to say, "Oh, well, it originated from there," because that's just how the whole religion is. The whole thing is based on everything's included. It's like the all-in-one. So, we got it.
Your dog is very confused right now. He's like, "What is going on?"
He's an alien.
He's an alien.
What if dogs were actually placed here to be the watchdogs for the aliens? Like they just watch and monitor us.
There's a theory that cats are aliens.
I can't even show it.
I do believe that cats are demons spawned from hell. And that cats are literally here to watch us die. Or guide us to hell or something. They are evil.
My cats would not
evil creatures.
Well, hold on. Let's continue some of this conversation onto our recording for Patreon. Tim, do you feel like joining us for a quick little BuzzFeed quiz on aliens?
Oh, yeah. Sign me up.
Okay. So if you are listening on our podcast platform or on YouTube, you should be subscribed to our Patreon. What are you waiting for? You'll have bonus content every posting and some really just random bizarre shit gets posted on there too. I don't even know. I have nothing for it.
I heard that the behind the scenes sensual day will be videotaped and available for Patreon.
It's not a porn site.
It's not porn. It's enlightenment.
You have to subscribe to our Tim. Put your hat back on. Our tin hat tier.
Yes.
to get the sensual day. Oh, it's flat. You got a flat head.
It reminds me of what's that movie? Scary Movie 3, where they all have tinfoil hats sitting on the couch, and he just unwraps his and pulls off a Hershey kiss.
He's the person. He's like, I'm ready to be abducted, and the aliens just leave him. They don't choose it.
I will tell you what. I challenge every listener that's out there.
Oh God!
If you have ties to aliens,
bye.
Take me, beat me up, Scotty. Seek me out. Find me. You already know where I live because it was already said earlier today.
No, we're cutting that.
I'm going to cut it out. But the aliens already heard it because they're here. One's behind me right now. You see her?
I do. Yeah.
Sort of.
She's a ghost. A ghost.
But if you are not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please follow us on @Conspiracy Happy Hour on our Instagram page. We have our postings on YouTube if you want to watch the full video and the full PowerPoint presentation that went on in this video. We are on all podcasting platforms. We are on Spotify. We are on give me some other podcasting platforms. That's it. Yeah.
Spotify, Apple, Google.
Yes.
All the big ones. Okay. Amazon if you're into that.
Yep.
You're feeling frisky.
I used to. That's what I used to use. But check us out. Follow us. Really looking for more Instagram followers. So send us to your friends. Just tell them to follow us. I don't even have to listen. But
you should because it's some really good shit.
It is some really good shit.
Yeah. And by the end you'll be in a cult. Good shit.
But if you are not yet subscribed and you want to be, follow us on Patreon. Depending on the tier, we're doing book clubs on there. We're doing happy hours. We're doing merch giveaways. Tim, this will be a BuzzFeed quiz that's just going to be for every listener of every tier. So,
and if you want more of Tim, you can find. If you want more of Tim, you can find him on Geckos and Grottos, baby.
Woo!
Tim, why don't you take a second, promote yourself? You've got a couple different platforms that you can promote there.
A second. Hi, I'm Tim with Geckos Media. And
I really hate him sometimes.
Tinker Gadget on a Dungeons and Dragons comedy podcast, Geckos and Grottos. Check us out wherever you get your podcasts. Catch you later.
And then you're also the editor.
I am also the editor and co-founder of Geckos Media that this episode is posted on. If you have a podcast that you have an idea of and want to make it a real thing, reach out to Dan and I because we can make your dreams a reality.
The aliens told us to.
You're getting really, really close to the computer. I just see this.
Because he's getting
Well, that
more
was
and
the
more
idea.
drunk.
Yeah, right.
I am 3 sledges down. We're gonna
God
call it.
Lord.
Oh wait, can we call this Sensual Day?
No. All right. Thanks for listening, everyone. Bye.
Bye.